The hotel cleaner had seen many things in Abuja: dirty sheets, forgotten wallets, drunk men snoring on the floor, but she had never seen this. She pushed open the door to room 207 and froze. A beautiful young girl lay lifeless on the bed, eyes half open, but the real horror was her mouth. Her lips were black. Her tongue, the same tongue she used to laugh, flirt, and boast online, had swollen, cracked, and was rotting like spoiled meat. Beside her body, on the table, sat a Ghana must-go bag filled with stacks of 1,000 naira bundles. 5 million naira. Neat, untouched. Blood money. The cleaner screamed. Hotel staff rushed in. The police arrived. Journalists surrounded the building. Everyone kept asking, who is this girl? What killed her? And why was she smiling in her last Facebook post just 2 days ago? But the truth, the painful truth, started far away from Abuja, in a quiet village where a young girl believed beauty was a shortcut to destiny. What she chased with excitement eventually chased her back with death. Before we begin this tale, a tale of fake life, greed, jealousy, and the dark side of quick money, grab your popcorn, hold your drink, and sit down, because you're about to hear a story that will shake your chest, break your heart, and open your eyes. This is the story of the girl who licked a politician's sore for 5 million naira. The women of Umogbele village always said one thing: if beauty was something you could harvest, Adana's mother would have become a millionaire. Because Adana wasn't just beautiful, she was the beauty of the entire village. Skin smooth like fresh palm oil, eyes bright like early morning river water, and a smile that could confuse even a focused man. But beauty, sometimes, is a trap laid carefully by destiny. That Monday morning, the sun had barely risen when the quiet road of Umogbele exploded with excitement. Motorcycles lined the village square. Children gathered near the dust road, and a loudspeaker played unnecessary music. It was the homecoming of Ngozi and Jessica, two girls who finished secondary school with Adana. They left the village 3 years ago. Now they were returning with class. One came down from a shiny red Benz. The other stepped out of a tinted Lexus Jeep. Their wigs long, their nails long, their eyelashes longer than the road to Onitsha. Children screamed with excitement. Men stared with confusion. Women whispered in jealousy. Adana watched all this from the small wooden veranda of her mother's house. She held her bucket of garri, but her hands were shaking. She wasn't jealous of them, no. She was angry at herself. How did they make it? What are they doing that I am not doing? Her mother, Mama Ifeoma, stepped out of the kitchen with a wrapper tied tightly around her chest. Adana, stop standing there and bring me the firewood. But Adana didn't move. Her eyes were fixed on the two girls taking pictures beside the Benz. Ngozi and Jessica saw her. They smiled, but not the smile of friendship. A slow, wicked smile that said, "We made it, you didn't." And they walked towards her. Ngozi was the first to talk. "Adana, ne, you are still in this village. Hey, yeah, you try, oh." Jessica laughed. "Imagine, oh, after school we all said we will hustle. Look at you still carrying garri bucket in 2025. Adana's cheeks burned with embarrassment, but she forced herself to smile politely. "Welcome back," she said quietly. Jessica stepped closer, her voice low. "If you are tired of this village life, come to Abuja. That's where things happen. Men that can change your life in one night." Ngozi added proudly, "Forget this your mother's market life. Fine girl like you is wasting here." Their words entered Adana's chest like needles. She did not respond. She just stood there, holding her bucket tightly. They walked away, shaking their hips like Abuja queens. Her mother called again. "Adana, are you deaf? Bring that firewood."
This time Adana didn't move because of anger. She didn't move because tears were beginning to gather in her eyes. She felt something break inside her. A whisper, a small dangerous whisper that said, "You don't belong here anymore. You deserve more. Your beauty should not be suffering." And that whisper was the beginning of everything. Later that night, as the family ate under the small lantern, Adana barely touched her food.
Her mother noticed immediately. "What is wrong with you?" Mama Ifeoma asked. "You have been quiet for a while. Are you okay?" Adana hesitated. Then she spoke. "Mama, I want to leave this village." Her mother dropped the spoon immediately. "To where? Why?" Adana swallowed hard. "My mates are living better lives. They have money, they travel, they drive cars." Mama Ifeoma slammed her palm on the wooden table. "And you think money falls from the sky? Do you know what they did to get all that?" "Yes," Adana shouted back, tears in her eyes, "and I'm ready to do it too." The entire compound fell silent. Her younger siblings looked at her in shock. She had never spoken to her mother like that before. Mama Ifeoma stared at her daughter, breathing hard. "Adana," she whispered, voice trembling, "you would destroy yourself with this your thinking." But Adana was no longer listening. Her heart was far away, in Abuja, in wealth, in the fake life she believed was real. And that night, when everyone slept, Adana stepped outside, stared at the moon, and made a promise to herself. "I will leave this village. I must become somebody." She didn't know that the path she was choosing was a road many girls entered with excitement and came out from only as a story, a warning, a lesson, or a corpse.
The night before Adana left the village, she hardly slept. She kept hearing Ngozi and Jessica's voices in her head. "Fine girl like you is wasting here. Abuja is where things happen. One night can change your life." By the time the morning sun touched her window, her mind was already made. She packed her clothes quietly, folded her skirts, folded her jeans, folded the one wig she bought from a second-hand market. She placed everything into a small travel bag and waited. Ngozi had sent her a text at 5:12 a.m. "Bus to Abuja leaves by 7 a.m. Don't be late." At exactly 6:45 a.m., Adana stepped out of the house. She didn't even tell her mother. She couldn't. She knew Mama Ifeoma would try to stop her, and this time Adana didn't want to hear wisdom. She only wanted to escape. Her younger brother saw her first. "Adana, where are you going with your bag?" She forced a smile. "I'll be back." But something inside her whispered, "No, you won't." The journey to Abuja was long and dusty. When they finally arrived in Abuja, the first thing Adana felt was heat and noise and money. Cars she had only seen on TV. Men in suits moving like they own the world. Girls wearing designer clothes she had never touched before. Ngozi leaned close and whispered, "Welcome to the life you want."
They took her to a 2-bedroom apartment in a busy area of the city. The house was beautiful. White tiles, bright lights, expensive perfume everywhere. But Adana didn't know the truth. It wasn't their house. It belonged to different men who visited at different times. She would learn that later. For now, she was excited. Jessica threw her bag on the couch. "First thing first," she said dramatically, "you cannot survive Abuja with your village name." Ngozi laughed. "Yes, na. Adana. A beg. Too innocent. You need a baddie name." They searched through name lists on Instagram. Jessica suggested Pearl Diva. Ngozi suggested Ever Gold. Another friend who joined them said Miss Benz. But one name made Adana's skin tingle. Tiana. Short, sweet, shiny. The name of someone who believed life owed her comfort. Tiana, she repeated softly. Ngozi clapped. Yes, that's it. Abuja girl name. Jessica grabbed her phone and immediately changed Adana's Instagram bio. Tiana, Abuja body, soft life only, no broke men. Adana stared at it. Her name, her real name, was gone. Just like that. She felt something inside her shift. Something small, something dangerous. But instead of fear, she felt excitement. Tiana. She was Tiana now. Beautiful, expensive, untouchable. Also, she thought.
That night, they took her to a popular club in Abuja. Lights flashing, music shaking the walls, girls wearing dresses that barely existed, men spraying money like water. Adana, no, Tiana, felt like she had stepped into a new universe. Jessica whispered in her ear, "Listen, men here don't care who you are. They only care about your beauty. Use it well." And Ngozi added, "And behave confidently. Abuja can smell fear." Tiana raised her chin. She smiled. She danced. She laughed at the rich men's jokes. Cameras flashed. Snapchat was filled. Instagram stories uploaded. For a moment, she believed she had finally arrived. But at 2:16 a.m., as she stepped outside to breathe fresh air, she overheard two girls whispering, "New girl, fresh meat. She no know anything yet. She go learn. Every Abuja babe de learn." Tiana shivered. She didn't know why, but she brushed the feeling away. She wasn't here to fear. She was here to shine.
Inside the club, a man in agbada was watching her silently, his eyes dark, his face calm, his head covered with a traditional cap. No one knew his name, but everyone inside the club knew one fact. He was a politician, a powerful, dangerous one, the kind of man Abuja girls avoided or chased, depending on how badly they needed money. And the moment his eyes landed on Tiana, something inside him awakened. He smiled slowly, very slowly. He whispered to his bodyguard, "Bring her to me tomorrow night." And that was how her journey toward death began, quietly, silently, in a club full of noise. Not with a scream, but with a single stare. The next morning in Abuja hit differently for Tiana. Her phone kept buzzing with Instagram likes, comments from strangers, and messages from men who called her angel, queen, and baddie. For the first time in her life, she felt seen. Her old life, fetching firewood, washing plates, carrying gari, felt like a distant memory she wanted to erase forever. Ngozi came out of the bathroom, wearing a towel and scrolling her phone. "Babe, you tran small last night, oh. Check your Insta, your followership down rise." Tiana squealed as she refreshed her notifications. Jessica stepped into the room, already dressed for another club night. Her voice was serious for once. "You see all these small admirers?" she asked, pointing to Tiana's phone. "Now them go finish your destiny fast. Leave them." "Then who should I talk to?" Tiana asked, still excited. Ngozi exchanged a look with Jessica, one of those quick glances that said, "She is still innocent." Ngozi sat beside her. "In Abuja, there are 3 kinds of men," she began, counting with her fingers. 1. Boys that pretend to be rich, avoid them. 2. Married men that will waste your time. And 3. She paused. Jessica completed the sentence. Powerful men, politicians. They don't talk too much. They don't waste time. They don't negotiate. They pay. She leaned closer and whispered, they pay. Tiana's heart skipped. That word, pay, held her attention more than anything else. Before she could ask questions, Ngozi's phone beeped. She checked the message and froze. Babe, she whispered to Jessica, showing her phone. Jessica's eyes widened. Is him? She asked. Ngozi nodded slowly. Tiana looked at both of them confused. Who? Jessica inhaled deeply and turned to her. You remember the man that was staring at you in the club yesterday? Tiana nodded. That man in Agbada? Yes, Ngozi said. His name is Honorable Kure. Tiana didn't understand the weight of that name yet. She only saw the excitement in her friend's eyes. Jessica lowered her voice. He asked to see you tonight. Tiana blinked. See me? For what? Jessica laughed and patted her shoulder. For enjoyment now. Go and enjoy yourself.
But Ngozi didn't smile. Her voice dropped. Listen, Tiana. Honorable Kure no be small person. No be normal man. No be club boy. Jessica added, if he picks you, your life fit change overnight. Tiana swallowed. Her heart beat faster. Is he dangerous? She whispered. Both girls exchanged another look. Jessica forced a smile. All men with money are dangerous in one way or the other. But babe, don't mess this up. This man can give you a soft life for real. Ngozi added quietly, just follow our instructions and behave well. Don't talk too much. Don't ask questions. Do what he says and you're good. Something cold crawled across Tiana's back. A small warning. The same kind of warning her mother used to talk about. But she pushed it away. She didn't come to Abuja to fear. She came to make it. That evening, the city lights of Abuja glowed like scattered diamonds. The girls dressed her up in a tight, elegant gown. Jessica applied her makeup. Ngozi fixed her wig. Another friend even sprayed expensive perfume she borrowed from a man's drawer. When they finished, Tiana looked in the mirror, and she didn't recognize herself. She looked like a queen, a goddess, a lady of means. Not Adana, not the girl from Umuogbele. She was Tiana now, officially. Jessica placed a hand on her shoulder. Babe, Abuja is about confidence. If you show fear, you lose. If you show shame, you lose. If the man tells you sit, you sit. If he tells you smile, you smile. Understand? Tiana nodded. Ngozi added, and remember, oh, the biggest money comes with the biggest risk. Tiana didn't like that line. It sounded like a warning. But it was too late to turn back now. At exactly 10:23 p.m., a sleek black SUV parked outside the apartment. A tall man in a black suit stepped out. Are you Tiana? He asked with no emotion. Yes, she answered, her voice shaking slightly. Follow me. Honorable is waiting. As Tiana entered the SUV, her heart pounded. The perfume smelled different. The seats felt too soft, and her reflection in the tinted window looked fragile. They drove in silence through the bright, loud streets of Abuja, Wuse, Maitama, Asokobo, from noise to quiet, from fun to danger. Finally, the SUV stopped at a luxury hotel. The driver looked at her. Room 408. Knock once. Enter. Don't delay him. Tiana stepped out slowly. Her legs trembled. As she entered the elevator, she felt something deep in her stomach. A knot. A whisper. The same whisper she had the day she decided to leave the village. You don't belong here. But she ignored it. She had come too far. She reached room 408, stood in front of the door, knocked once, and the door opened. As she stepped inside, and what she saw sitting on the couch was the beginning of her end.
Room 408 smelled of something strange. Not perfume, not alcohol, not even cigar. But something like old medicine mixed with damp cloth. Tiana paused at the entrance. The room was dim, curtains drawn, just one lamp glowing faintly beside the bed. And there he sat, Honorable Kure, wearing a flowing white agbada, dark glasses on his face even at night, and a red cap pulled low on his head, a little too low. He did not stand to greet her. He did not smile. He simply raised one hand, slowly, and signaled her to come closer. Tiana's heart hammered inside her chest. Every instinct told her to run, but her legs betrayed her. She walked softly, gently, pretending to be confident. "Good evening, sir," she whispered. His voice was deep and slow. "Sit." She sat, hands on her thighs, knees tight. Silence filled the room. He studied her, not with desire, but with calculation, like someone checking if a product was worth buying. Tiana forced a smile. He did not return it. He leaned back, tapped his fingers on the couch, and spoke again. "You are beautiful, but beauty is nothing in this city without money." Tiana swallowed. "Yes, sir." He chuckled quietly. "You came to Abuja to make money, didn't you?" Tiana hesitated. Yes, sir." He nodded knowingly. "Good, at least you are honest." He snapped his fingers. The hotel door opened slightly, and a bodyguard walked in carrying a Ghana must-go bag. He dropped it on the table and walked out. Honorable Kure pushed the bag forward. Tiana's eyes widened. A bundle of cash picked from the partially open zip. Money. Real money. The kind of money her mother had never seen in her entire life. The man watched her reaction like a scientist observing an experiment. Then he spoke quietly. 5 million naira. Tiana's heart exploded. 5 million. Her brain screamed, "Take it! Your life will change. This is what you came for." But her spirit trembled, because he had not yet said what she was supposed to do. Tiana looked up slowly. What do you want me to do, sir?" He didn't answer with words. Instead, he removed his red cap. The room froze. Tiana froze. Her breath stopped. The entire left side of his scalp was wounded, covered with a deep, sickening sore, wet, swollen, and glistening like something rotten. A wound that did not look natural, not like infection, not like medical illness. It looked ritualistic,
something touched by hands that do not belong to the living. Tiana's blood ran cold. She pressed her back into the couch, shaking. Honorable Kure spoke calmly. "Lick it." Tiana's heart fell out of her chest.
What? "Lick the sore," he repeated, "and the 5 million is yours." The room grew silent. Her breath quickened. Her body froze. This was not what she expected. Not what Abuja girls on Instagram showed. Not what her friends warned her about. This was different. Darker. Deadlier. She stammered. "Sir, please, I can't." He raised his hand. "Don't be dramatic. Other girls have done it before you." Her stomach twisted violently. I will do something else, sir. Anything else." He leaned forward slowly. "Tiana." Her heart stopped. He said her name exactly the way her mother would say Adana. "Tiana, look at me." She lifted her eyes slowly. "This is Abuja," he said, softly, chillingly. "This is the life you came to chase. Beauty has a price. Soft life has a sacrifice. Money has a spirit. Take it or leave it." Her eyes returned to the money bag. 5 million. Her life-changing miracle. Her escape from poverty. Her revenge against shame. Her ticket to the life she posted online. She remembered how her classmates mocked her, how her mother scolded her, how the village laughed at her dreams. Her hands shook, her legs trembled, her soul screamed, "Run!" But her greed whispered, "Do it."
And in the quiet tension of that hotel room, with the smell of medicine and blood hanging in the air, Tiana made the decision that sealed her fate forever. She stood up slowly, walked toward him quietly, kneeling in front of the man whose wound dripped like evil honey. Her voice cracked. Will you really give me the 5 million? He smiled, a wide, unsettling smile. Yes. She closed her eyes, held her breath, and did the unthinkable. When it was over, he zipped the bag, pushed it toward her. She grabbed it with trembling hands. Honorable Kure stood, wore his cap, and adjusted his agbada calmly. Then he said the strangest thing. "Your life has changed." But his eyes were cold, too cold, as if he wasn't talking about blessing, but ending. He left the room. Tiana sat on the bed, alone, shaking, confused, rich, and doomed. Tiana sat on the edge of the hotel bed long after Honorable Kure left. The lamp flickered weakly. The room felt colder. Her hands trembled as she clutched the money bag. 5 million naira. More money than she had ever seen in her entire life. She unzipped it slightly. The crisp notes shone like new secrets. She should have been excited. She should have been laughing. She should have been dancing. But the money smelled strange. Not like fresh cash. Not like a bank. Not like perfume. It had an odor she couldn't explain. Like something old, sick, and dying. She zipped the bag shut immediately. Her mouth felt bitter. Her stomach churned. Her chest felt tight. She stood up quickly and looked at the mirror. Her reflection looked normal, but something about her eyes looked different. Something small, something dark, something she couldn't name. She wiped her lips with tissue, wiped her tongue, drank water, and cleaned up. Her mouth tasted like she had swallowed metal. When she got back to the apartment, the girls were waiting. Ngozi grabbed the bag instantly. "Baby girl Tiana, you did it!" Jessica screamed with excitement. See money, you don't blow." But Ngozi paused. Her eyes narrowed. She sniffed the air slightly. "What's that smell?" Jessica frowned too. "It's like medicine or wound." Tiana's heart jumped. She lied immediately. "It's nothing. The hotel room was dirty." Jessica shrugged and kept celebrating, but Ngozi continued watching her quietly, like she suspected something. Later that night, when everyone slept, Tiana lay awake on the couch. Her stomach was turning. Her mouth felt hot. Her tongue felt heavy. She touched her forehead. She was sweating. But it wasn't ordinary sweat. It was cold. Too cold. As if something inside her was freezing. She took deep breaths. "Maybe it's stress," she said to herself, "or exhaustion, or excitement." She forced herself to sleep. The next morning, she woke up with a sharp pain in her throat. It felt like needles. "Ah!" she cried, holding her neck. Jessica rushed to her. "Babe, you're sick?" I'm fine," Tiana lied, forcing a smile. "You don't look fine," Ngozi said quietly. Tiana stood up. Her legs shook a little. Maybe she needed food or rest, or maybe it was nothing. She brushed her teeth, but the moment the toothbrush touched her tongue, she screamed. "Ah!" Jessica ran inside. "What happened?" Tiana opened her mouth. Her tongue had a small black spot on the side. Just small. Just one. Jessica gasped. "Jesus! Tiana, what is this?" But Ngozi did not gasp. She did not scream. She did not panic. She stepped forward slowly. Her voice was barely a whisper. "Tiana, tell me the truth." Tiana looked away. Ngozi's voice dropped even lower. "What did that man make you do?" Silence. Tiana felt tears gather in her eyes. Her throat shook. Her breathing broke. And that silence, that one moment, was enough for Ngozi to understand. She stepped back in fear. "Oh no! Oh no, 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 Tiana! What did you do?" Jessica panicked. "Talk to us! What happened?" Tiana broke down. She fell to her knees and sobbed. I didn't want to. I needed the money." Jessica knelt beside her. "Tell us, what did he ask you to do?" Tiana covered her face. "I licked something." Ngozi's hand flew to her mouth. "Tiana, no! Why did you accept that man's offer? Why didn't you say no?" Tiana cried louder. He said other girls did it before. He said it was harmless." Ngozi's voice shook with terror. Tiana's body trembled. Her tongue felt heavier. Her throat burned. Her vision blurred. No, I can't die. I can't, she whispered. Ngozi held her. Maybe it's not too late. Let's take you to a hospital. Tiana pulled away. No hospital. What will I tell them? That I licked a man's wound. They will laugh. They will record me. Jessica cried. Tiana, please. You are getting worse. Tiana staggered back. Her tongue was swelling. The black spot was spreading. Her throat was tightening. I'll be fine. I just need rest. But she wasn't fine.
Instead of resting, Tiana went out the next day with another man, a club promoter, then a driver who promised to link her with a senator, then a property agent who claimed he wanted to take care of her. The money in the bag made her bold. She smiled through the pain in her mouth. She flirted through the burning in her throat. She posed for selfies while her tongue slowly turned darker. After all, who cares about sickness when your life finally looks like Instagram? That night, while the girls were spraying perfume and putting on lashes for club, Tiana was in the bathroom vomiting. Her stomach twisted. Her tongue stung like pepper. Her breath smelled rotten. Ngozi knocked. Tiana, are you okay? She wiped her mouth and forced a smile. Yes, babe, just makeup. But the mirror didn't lie. Her tongue had a dark patch, just small, just beginning. She panicked, applied lip gloss, put on lipstick, and acted normal. Ngozi glanced at her suspiciously. You don't look fine. I'm okay, Tiana snapped, but she wasn't. By midnight, in the loud club filled with flashing lights and thick cigar smoke, Tiana felt her chest tighten. Her vision blurred. Her throat felt like it was closing. Her legs shook. Jessica touched her shoulder. Tiana, you're not dancing. What's wrong? I need to go back to the hotel. Should I follow you? No, I'm fine. She wasn't fine, but shame made her pretend. She staggered out of the club, grabbed a cab, and returned to the hotel room they all shared. It was 1:42 a.m. She opened the door. The room was quiet. Her breath grew shorter. She whispered, Mama, if I knew, I would have stayed home. She collapsed on the bed. By morning, she was gone. At 5 a.m., Jessica and Ngozi rushed into the room laughing until they saw her body on the bed. Jessica screamed. Ngozi covered her mouth. Tiana! Tiana, wake up! Nothing. Jessica shook her. No. Ngozi stepped back in terror. Oh, Jesus, we're finished. Jessica cried. We need to call someone. Call her mother. Ngozi screamed. And tell her what? That her daughter licked a politician's wound for money? Are you mad? Jessica cried harder. But we can't leave her.
Ngozi wiped her tears roughly. Jessica, this is Abuja. Police will ask questions. We will be blamed. People will think we killed her. Her family will drag us. Social media will destroy us. Jessica trembled. What do we do? Ngozi whispered. We run. Jessica froze. Run? Yes, run and take the money. She's gone. This city will not spare us. Jessica fell on her knees. But she's gone. Gone, Ngozi. Gone. Ngozi's chest rose heavily. She walked around the room like a woman losing her mind. Jessica, listen to me. We have to leave this place right now. Jessica wiped her tears. Leave her here? Just leave her? Ngozi grabbed Jessica by the shoulders. The money, we have to carry it. Jessica swallowed hard. Ngozi, this doesn't feel right. Ngozi snapped. Do you want to leave 5 million naira for police? For hotel staff? For strangers? No, we will take it. It was hers. She's gone. We are the only ones left. Jessica hesitated for a long, painful moment. Then slowly, with shaking hands, she nodded. Ngozi grabbed the money bag, zipped it tight, threw it inside Jessica's duffel bag.
Jessica whispered, "Forgive us, Tiana." Ngozi grabbed her hand. "This city will destroy us if we stay. Let's go." Jessica hesitated, looked at her friend's dead body. Tears rolled down her cheeks, but fear won, and slowly she nodded. They zipped the 5 million naira into their bags, packed their clothes, deleted every picture of Tiana, blocked every contact linked to her. They turned off the lights, closed the door quietly, walked fast down the stairs with their bags, and disappeared from the hotel without looking back, leaving their friend behind. They weren't evil. They were scared, terrified, trying to save themselves. But they left their friend behind. By 8:12 a.m., the hotel corridor was alive with soft footsteps, distant laughter, and rolling trolleys. Guests were checking out. Receptionists were greeting customers. Abuja was awake. But room 207 remained silent. Too silent. The cleaner, Mama Rakia, an elderly woman, went door to door with her bucket and mop. "Good morning, housekeeping," she said softly as she knocked on each room. She reached room 207 and knocked twice. Silence. She knocked again. "Madame, sir, housekeeping." Still silence. She pressed her ear to the door.
No movement. No shuffling. No breathing. Just silence. She frowned. "These people don't go club yesterday. They no wake up," she muttered. She inserted the cleaning MasterCard and pushed the door open. It opened slowly, and the smell hit her first. A thick, heavy smell, like old blood, like something sick, like something dying. She covered her nose. "Wallahi, what is smelling like this?" She stepped inside and froze. The bucket dropped from her hand. The mop fell to the floor. Her heart nearly jumped out of her chest. Because on the bed, lying stiff, lifeless, mouth open, tongue swollen, dark and rotten, was the body of a beautiful young girl. Tiana. Her perfume still lingered faintly. Her eyelashes still curled. Her wig still in place. But her face looked like someone who had tasted death with her tongue. Mama Rakia screamed, "Yalla! Yalla! Come and see, oh!" Her scream echoed down the hallway. Receptionists ran upstairs. Security guards rushed in. Guests gathered in shock. People covered their mouths. Some stepped back. A few started praying. "Jesus! Who is she?" "Ah, she is fine girl, oh." "See her tongue." "God forbid." "What happened here?" "Call police, call police."
Within minutes, the hotel was in chaos. The manager rushed in, sweating. "This girl checked in with 2 friends. Where are they?" Nobody answered. because the friends, Ngozi and Jessica, were already halfway across Abuja, dragging their bags, shaking in fear, deleting pictures of Tiana from their phones, blocking her number, removing tags, and disappearing for their own safety. Sirens, boots, cameras, noise. The police entered the room and froze at the sight. One officer covered his nose immediately. "Which kind thing be this?" he whispered. Another officer examined the body. No visible wound, no struggle, no forced entry. A female officer said, "But look at her mouth, look at her tongue." They all stared. Everyone saw the same thing. Something evil, something unnatural, something not of this world. They checked her phone, but her real name wasn't even saved. Her ID wasn't in the room. Her wallet was empty. Her SIM was anonymous. Her Instagram name was Tiana Luxury. Even her contacts were saved as Sugar Daddy 1, Boss, Plug, Makeup Plug, Driver Abuja, Club Manager.
That was all they had. The female officer sighed. "These Abuja girls will not kill us. Who is this girl?" Another officer shook his head. "Let's post her picture online. Someone must know her." They took a blurred picture, cropped her face, posted, "If you know this lady, contact the police. Found dead in Abuja hotel." The police wrote it down simply. Female, 23 to 25, unidentified. Cause of death, unknown. Found in room 207, City Nest Hotel. Her body was wrapped, placed in a black bag, zipped shut. The officer sighed deeply. "These Abuja girls, once they die, no family comes. Nobody knows them." Another officer replied, "Let's take her body to the mortuary. After 3 months, if nobody claims her, the government will bury her." Just like that. Her life ended. Her story ended. Her identity erased. Her dreams buried in a city she barely understood. The picture spread fast. People started speculating. HIV, poison, drug overdose, ritual gone wrong? Nobody knew. But one person would soon know. Her mother, far away in the village. Ngozi and Jessica spent that morning trembling in a small apartment in Garki. Jessica cried non-stop, "Ngozi, we left her there! We left our friend there!" Ngozi shouted, "We didn't kill her! She hid her sickness! She lied! If we stayed, we would be arrested! Our faces would be the next thing on Instagram! We would not survive the shame!"
But nobody will ever know her real name. Nobody will tell her mother. She just vanished. Ngozi whispered, "This is Abuja. Girls vanish every day." Tears fell from Jessica's eyes. But she didn't deserve to disappear like that. Ngozi swallowed the lump in her throat. What is done is done. Adana is gone. Tiana is gone. Nobody can change it. They both sat in silence. The weight of guilt pressed on their chests like a stone. Only they knew the truth. Only they would remember her. Only they had seen her blackened tongue. But the world would never know. 2 weeks later, her room was cleaned. The bed was changed. New guests slept there. Life moved on. Her Instagram stayed online, waiting for comments she would never read. Her family in the village continued life normally, believing their daughter was still trying to make it in Abuja. They didn't know she was dead. They didn't know she was buried. They didn't know she died alone. She left the village with dreams of big life, but Abuja gave her a silent grave. No funeral, no farewell, no memorial.
Just an empty room.
a file called Unidentified Female, and a city that never remembers those it destroys. Some stories end with celebration, some end with marriage, some end with miracles, but this one ends with silence. A silence that teaches, a silence that warns, a silence that should shake every young girl watching right now. Adana left her small village chasing a life she saw online. She believed beauty was a shortcut. She believed Abuja had open doors waiting for her. She believed that big girl life was only one rich man away. But Abuja doesn't love anyone. Abuja doesn't remember anyone. Abuja doesn't bury anyone with dignity, especially strangers. She died alone. She died in a hotel room nobody will remember. She died with regrets her mother will never hear. She died chasing a life that was never real. She died in the same city she thought would save her. Her friends? They ran, not because they hated her, but because they wanted to survive. And survival in a city like Abuja comes before loyalty. Her family? They will wait for her calls that will never come. They will pray for a child who will never return. They will speak her name without knowing she now sleeps under government sand.
She left the village as Adana, but Abuja buried her as nobody. Let this be a warning. Girls, shine. Girls, dream. Girls, build your future. But do it with wisdom. Do it with dignity. Do it with patience. Do it with your own hands. Because shortcuts have teeth, and the world you are rushing into is not always what it looks like on Instagram. May Adana's story open eyes. May it save another girl. May it remind every mother and every daughter, quick money is not worth a slow death, and no city is worth your soul.
Thank you for watching African Tales by Ijele. In this story. If this story touched you, please like, share, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more powerful African stories that teach, warn, and open the heart. Stay safe, stay wise, and remember, not everything that shines is gold. My name is Adana, and this is my story.